Hi.
Hi, welcome back to our channel. We're mixing it up a little bit, doing something a little bit funky and different.
We're gonna do a Q&A. You guys asked us some questions.
People actually responded to us. Some people with stupid questions, some people with some really good ones. So thanks to those people.
And I'm happy we're doing one of these because this is all I watched before I did my trip.
So we hope it's useful for you to be able to watch and then be like, oh, or if you're not even going to go and do a lap and you just watch us because you want to watch us, maybe you want to get to know us, so you might learn something new. Cool. All right, question 1. I've got to find the questions. Did you have an inspiration to travel? If so, who was your inspiration?
I would say our inspiration was Jack and Megan. Well, more like, obviously we wanted to travel, but people that we watched and followed
on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah, definitely, and we'd watch them religiously. They made us so excited for this trip. We don't have much time these days, like, to watch YouTube, but we always make sure we watch them.
Yeah, they're like always at the top of our list. Like whenever they upload a video, we always go and watch because we just want to see what they're up to, and we might even go back and re-watch their videos of if they're in somewhere that we are at the time. So we were in Margaret River, so we might watch a video where they're, you know, in the southwest of WA.
So creative.
They're the best.
Yeah,
and they're so good at editing, and we're like, that's the goal. So yeah, they'd be our inspo, I reckon. Oh, this question came up a couple of times, and it's about budgeting. So if you're happy to share on your budget, how much have you allowed yourself? So I suppose,
well, the story
we should break it down into like yearly budget, like what we've sort of planned for the year, and then what we've sort of planned for the week. If we're talking about our weekly budget, we started off being really strict and writing everything down, and we were sort of working out what we were spending on our, you know, every single expense that was going out, down to like, you know, the pie at the bakery sort of thing. And we were finding that it was just making us so sad. Like we would just, and I mean, you might be the kind of person that wants to get the Excel spreadsheet up and like write down every single thing, but we were doing that, and honestly we were like, oh, should we go to the bakery today because, you know, can we afford to spend that $10 on whatever we're going to go and do? Or
if we did, we'd feel bad about it.
Exactly. To be honest with you, we probably budgeted for the first 2 weeks maybe, and then we were like, we're not doing this anymore. We sort of roughly know what we've spent. So the first sort of 2 months were pretty exy, and we were spending a lot of money on the road just because we were covering so many kilometers and the fuel was so expensive. So we were probably spending like between $1,200 and $1,500 a week.
Yeah, that's also including things like, because we just needed to buy things as you do at the start of the trip. We didn't realize we'd need this and that, and whereas we've sort of got everything.
So the expenses are going down a lot. So in the last month, we're probably only spending like on average $800 a week maybe.
Yeah.
Because we're only using like 1 tank of fuel as opposed to maybe 2 tanks of like the week where we did the Nullarbor, like that was a pretty expensive week sort of thing. So I would say anywhere between like $800 and $1,200 we're spending a week. But also we're 2 people. Like if you're a family, you're probably going to spend more. If you've got a van and not a caravan, then you're probably going to spend less because the fuel's going to be cheaper. You can stealth camp a lot more if you're in a van. Yeah. Things like that. That's what we've spent, but of course you might spend far more or far less. How many tyres have you had to change on the trip so far?
None.
We love our tyres. They are thebomb.com.
Yeah, they are. We've got Maxxis Razors. There's not many all-terrains out there that are 3-ply sidewall. Yeah, look them up. Maybe you've got all-terrains in your car, go out. It literally says on the side how many ply they are.
Like we have a tear in one of our tyres at the moment, which we didn't even know about, and that's been there for like 2 months.
Yeah, like 2 months, and we've had it down to like 8 PSI. You know, we did the Nullarbor on it, like all that kind of thing. It's fine, they're really good tyres.
Can I say we're running all 8 the same tyres? Yeah. So if we were to get a flat, we'd be sorted because...
We've actually got 9 tyres. No, we haven't had to change any. Fingers crossed, hey?
Will you guys come home early or stay away for as long as you'd originally planned? Super good question. And I think...
We're not going to come home early.
No. We love our life too much. Yeah, life on the road is fabulous. And while it's not always fabulous, 90% of the time it is fabulous.
And we're also not going to come home at the planned time either.
Yeah.
I think we'd planned for about 12 months. I reckon it'll be 18.
At least, yeah.
At least, yeah. 18 until we're back to Tassie.
Yeah.
Probably not the end of us being on the road though.
And then who knows what we might do. We might come home, we might decide that we're sick of the caravan and we want to get a van or, you know,
A Sprinter van.
a Sprinter van. We just keep eyeing off the Sprinter vans and we're like, ah!
But not saying that we don't love our
Oh,
our
we love
thing.
the van.
Yeah, no, we absolutely love this setup.
And people, when you buy your setup, people say to you, you cannot have it all.
No.
Nothing is perfect. And I think that at the moment, our setup is perfect for us at the moment.
Yeah, it's as close as we can get, yeah.
We really have no plans.
No.
We're just taking each day as it comes at the moment and we'll just see where we end up in 12 months. How much did you guys save before hitting the road? So we had sort of budgeted for about $50,000 for the 12 months. But obviously if we're on the road a little bit longer, then maybe that'll be a little bit more. We didn't want to come back and have no money in the bank.
We saved a little bit more, just so we can have it for emergencies and things like that.
And like I sold my car, so I don't want to be going home and then not having a car or, you know, having to walk everywhere or, you know, things like that. So you want to be able to have like a bit of a buffer for if we come home.
Yeah, so we saved a large amount, but we've budgeted 50,000 for this trip. That's what
we're hoping to spend.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. So that's what we've saved for the trip.
How do you find your van having a kitchen on the outside?
We love it.
We love it. And the setup of the van, not having the pull-out kitchen, because a lot of them have the pull-out.
The hybrids have the pull-out kitchen.
Yeah, but we've obviously got it built in the side and you just flip the door up. We would not have it any other way. It forces you to be outside. Things always set up, like you don't have to hook the gas bottle up or anything like that.
Water, or just go straight into the grey water tank, like just things like that I know those pull-out ones don't have. And we just have a toasted sandwich maker that we can run inside, like if it's super windy or like
so
really
maybe
bad
like
outside.
19 out of 20 nights we're fine. Then that one night sometimes it's like too windy, then we just do an alternative.
Yeah, and there's always an alternative. I mean, you can always buy something.
Or just cook a toasted sandwich.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, you can always do something. We wouldn't change it at all. It's so good.
It's such a good setup.
Yeah.
We love it.
There are times, sometimes, like when it is windy and we're trying to cook and we do this like little
we
thing.
make a barrier,
Yeah,
like a body barrier, and then we just like stand there and just wait for it to like heat up and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
or I close the lid,
which you
put
probably
the door
not
down.
meant to do, but you just do what you gotta do, you know. Next question: how often do you brush your teeth? I'm assuming a lot because your teeth are. That's really nice. Just the standard twice a day, in the morning and the arvo.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Give them a floss.
Yeah.
What's our go-to on the road meal?
Now we had a discussion about this earlier. I think we have to.
Like, so we have like a lunch go-to and then we have a dinner go-to. Our lunch go-to, any kind of cracker that's on special, like a cicada, and then slap some salmon or tuna on it, tomato, avocado, and you're sorted.
Basically just make like a bit of a platter. It's just like times like today, like when we just have the car and we can just whack like some easy stuff in the
fridge. And I actually
here.
look forward to it.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's actually so delicious. But that's such an easy on-the-go meal. But then our dinner, I bet you can guess. Pizza on the Weber. And just whatever you've got. Like you just put, like we just put maybe like barbecue or tomato sauce on the bottom and then whack on whatever. Like maybe a kind of meat. Sometimes we go vegetarian. Mushrooms, capsicums, but whatever. Just slap it on, away you go. Next question, and this one actually came up like 3 times. Who farts more, or like who farts the most or the loudest, or like the gross people out there who want to know about our farting patterns?
It's Lily.
I don't know. Jacob gets real defensive about his farts.
She does.
I don't.
She's like a methane monster.
It is not the truth. You can decide who you believe. What's our favourite place so far? I would say the wildlife in South Australia was amazing. Like we saw dolphins more than I've ever seen dolphins in my whole life. But then I would also say we love it in South WA so far.
South WA is amazing.
It's so similar to home in that you can be in the forest or you can go swimming at a waterhole, or you can go to the south coast and you can be at the most pristine beach you've ever seen in your life. And you can be between all of those things in like half an hour.
I think that I would say though our favourite place would have to be Denmark area.
We loved Denmark.
Yeah, Denmark is amazing.
Because you've
So
got the
good.
forest, and then you've got like all of the beautiful little coves. You've got four-wheel driving,
surfing.
and the climate was nice. I imagine it gets quite cool in winter, similar to Hobart. It was just beautiful.
It's such a good place.
Go to Denmark.
Go to Denmark. If you're going on your trip, like, go to Denmark. It's such a good place to hang out.
Yeah. Next question. Can you fit a human body in the rear drawers of your ute? Asking for a friend.
Yes, you can. In this one, a full-size human can go in there. It's happened before.
How much money do we spend on fuel a week? Too much.
A lot.
It makes me want to cry if I even think about it. I don't know though, probably like on average, maybe $400 a week. That's
because we drove so fast, like over here, but since we've been in WA, we do about a tank a week. That's 140 litres, so $250.
It's actually a lot better now than it was, because we were sometimes running through 2 tanks a week.
Yeah, especially when fuel was really high and it was like $300 a tank, up $600 a week on fuel. More than often we were doing 2 tanks a week. Yeah, so about that, hey?
Next question. How did you guys save up to start traveling full time? We worked our booties off.
Did nothing for, a year. I hadn't been out of the state, except for when I drove to get the van. I hadn't been out of Tasmania in like 4 or 5 years. Yeah, and I worked for myself as a gas fitter. Yeah, just worked hard as much as I could, and we already had the car. Well, I had the car because it was my business car. When I met Lil, she already had savings. That helped. We sold Lil's car.
But I was also working like full-time as a teacher, and then I was also working a job on the side at a teaching group fitness at a gym. We were working pretty hard.
Yeah, we just didn't do much really.
It is hard because, expenses are so high at the moment, and we are really lucky, but you can do it. You have to make sacrifices to get there.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah. Well, when you're thinking about saving, you don't have to have the best setup. We travel with people with setups that are worth $30,000, $40,000, and then sometimes we meet people or travel with them and they've got $500,000 setup. It's all different. Like, you don't have to have a $500,000 setup to go. We see people driving around in vans that would be worth probably $4,000.
Yeah.
And they're still doing it, and they're doing it with probably $400 a week.
Yeah.
They're still having just as much fun as us.
Yeah, it's not about how much money you've got.
No.
That won't determine how much fun you have. What kind of cameras and editing do you guys use? Love the videos. Thank you so much. We have got a Sony a7 III, and it has got a Sony 24mm to 70mm lens on it, and then we've got a Joby microphone attached to it, so it's like looks like a pretty stupid setup when we're walking around. People must just be like, who are those guys that think they're the coolest things in the world? And we're like, ugh. We've
also got a GoPro Hero 10, which we dislike just because it has problems.
People recommend the 11 or the 9. The problem is our 10 just keeps shutting off all the time, and we have to send it back because we probably will be without one for a few weeks. And anyway, I would just not really recommend the GoPro 10.
Yeah.
Mind you, some people think that they're great, but also we've spoken to a lot of people that have been having trouble with theirs.
Yeah. And then we also use Lily's got an iPhone 14 Pro.
Yep, and we'll just use that like if we're going to the bakery or something and we don't want to be like aggressive with the big camera.
Yeah, that works quite well.
I think I've mentioned the bakery 5 times.
Yeah, probably. Got a DJI Mavic Air 2, the drone. Which is great. It's really, it's not obviously the newest thing on the market, but it's all we need. We can fly it when it's pretty windy, and it's great. Yeah, it tracks us and does all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we don't need anything more than that. Yeah, and then for editing, we use LumaFusion on the iPad. It's actually really good. Like if you're I think it's like $45 to buy, and it's a one-off payment. Yeah, and it works really well. Especially if you're editing on an iPad. Yeah, we would like to get Premiere Pro, but our MacBook that we've got is like 7 or 8 years old and it's just too slow. iPad is an iPad Air and it's like the newest one. It's super quick. It works better, so we just use that. And you can't get Adobe Premiere Pro on an iPad. Yeah, we'd like to get a
there.
laptop.
Like, I mean, like, we literally don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, that's why we
So-
haven't gone and bought a laptop, because we don't know.
We don't even know if we're any good at this yet. I use Lightroom. Actually, so that's on Adobe. So I use Lightroom for editing photos on Instagram. And then when it comes to Reels, I just do them on Instagram. And I just find a template because, God, if you make Reels, you know the pain of like Instagram shutting down on you and deleting all of your stuff. It happens to me every bloody week, but I just push through. Honestly, use a template and your life will be changed forever. All right, what do we love the most about living on the road? The freedom.
Yeah, about to say at the same time. The freedom.
Yeah, just being able to get up at whatever time you want, exercise at whatever time you want. Maybe we want to like edit one day, maybe we want to film one day, maybe we want to do nothing and just go to the beach and relax. But we're not constrained by like a 9 to 5 situation. Our friend said to us the other day, do you think about the time? And I actually was like, I look at the sun now. Like if it's starting to get dark, I'm like, oh, maybe I should make dinner. I don't even know what time of day it is usually.
Nah, unless we've got something booked in. Which
Like
is
park
rare.
run, Saturday morning, 8 a.m. We're always at park run.
Yeah, and we always know when the YouTube goes up as well on a Sunday morning.
Which at the moment, because we started uploading in Victoria, and so they are 3 hours behind WA, and we were uploading at 8 a.m. So now that means that we upload at 5 a.m. in WA. So on a Sunday, I'm up at 5 a.m. so that I can make sure it's up okay, and then I can start replying to people's comments and things like that.
That's
That pretty much,
though.
that's the only time constraint that we have. But then contrarily to that, what is the worst or the hardest part about living on the road? But mine, I would say, not being able to be like a lazy potato on the couch on a Sunday or any day for that matter, if you're feeling like just you want to relax.
It's the couch and TV thing that you miss.
Yeah.
We can lay in our bed and stuff like that. You can always do that.
Yeah.
But it's not the same as being on a couch with a kitchen that's just right there and you can just get food.
And you
or
can put
Uber
like your
Eats.
popcorn in the microwave and you can get Uber Eats.
Mine would just be the stress of finding a campsite when we move.
Yeah.
Which we move pretty much every day.
No, not every day. We've slowed down a lot, but maybe
Lately.
every 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3. Sometimes like when you drive and you drive 2 hours to try and find a campsite and then you get there and it's like closed or it's really bad, like you get a bad vibe from it, not what you want, or it's full. Well, what am I going to do? And there's no other campsites for however long, and then you drive another hour and it might happen again. It can just get really stressful. That's the stressful part, like trying to find somewhere to stay every night.
But also you take the good with the bad, and some days are really good and they make it all worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It makes it worth it.
Yeah, 100%. We have 2 questions left. Are you planning on working on the road or on your trip? We are sort of just putting all of our energy into YouTube
Yeah,
and into Instagram.
definitely.
And we don't know if it's going to pay off. At least we're having a good time doing it.
Yeah, it is a good time. It's nice. I keep saying that I want to be a tour guide, but that's too much of a commitment for us. Alright, last one.
Last one! Well done if you've made it this far. I feel like I say it in every video, but I feel for you having to listen to me talk shit for
I know.
20 minutes. What lessons have you learnt and you'll bring back with you at the end of your trip?
That I don't need everything. I have lived
guy.
by the motto of he who dies with the most toys wins for a long time. Yeah.
Can I just
You
say,
don't need it.
at home we have a whole shipping container. For context, I had to sell my car for this trip. So I have like some clothes to my name, some pots and pans,
Yeah, that's
and
about it.
a clothesline at this stage. And Jacob has got a quad bike, a dirt bike, and you guys are gonna die. We have a tractor at home that Jacob thinks that he needs.
It's a family
Living
heirloom.
in suburbia.
It's a family heirloom.
And he will not let go of it, and I just bang my head against the wall every single time I
Yeah.
think about this bloody tractor.
But yeah, we have a lot of stuff. Like a shipping container that is just
Can you
chockers
not
full of
say
stuff.
we?
Well, yeah, it's me. I have it all.
But anyway, what have you learnt? You've learnt that you don't need all of
yeah,
that stuff.
I have one fork at the moment. And
yeah.
that's all I need. Like, I don't need another fork. One fork and one plate and 2 cups, I think. I just don't need all that stuff that I've got.
selling it maybe, and then we could be on the road for another 6 months.
I'll have it eventually.
Guys, can you comment below and can you decide for us, do we need a tractor if we're going to be living in suburbia for the rest of our lives?
We might not be living in suburbia for the rest of our lives.
And then for me, what I've learned on the road would probably be just to slow down and like just to take time for yourself. And like, I think that that's just made me such, I don't know, just so much more present, happy with the places that we go. I don't feel like I have to be, I don't know, go all the time, and I can slow down and not just be always busying myself, because I feel like in my, what feels like my old life now, like I never had a chance to just stop and read my book. My neighbor always used to tell me that I was always that girl that was in a hurry running out the door every single day. And I just love that I can now slow down and appreciate everything without feeling like I have to rush everywhere. But you made it to the end of the video, and hopefully we'll be able to do more videos sort of like this, not Q&As, but like on a Thursday, things that are a bit more chill. Maybe we'll do a tour around the caravan, maybe we'll do a tour around the car, maybe we'll do a review of something. If there's something that you want us to do, then like comment and let us know. Something burning in your brain and you're like, I have to ask, I need to know. But we hope you've enjoyed this. Like and subscribe, ring the bell. We'll see you soon.
Ciao for now, guys. Bye.
Bye.